The Niqabi Diary Season 1 illustrated book is now available in paperback. Own your copy now by clicking the link in the description box. Assalamu alaikum. You're listening to the Niqabi Diary series by The Pen, the sound of sisters raising their voices with the written word. I'm your host Samar, and thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sister. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khair, sister, for joining us today on By the Pen series for authors. Sister, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself and the book that you've released recently?
So my name is Aisha Ibrahim and I'm the founder of Abdillah Publishing.
MashaAllah.
And Alhamdulillah, Allah blessed us with the ability to release our first book called A to Z, just like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, 2 months ago. So it's been a good learning curve. We're so happy how people have received the books. Families are sharing how their children are now sending salawat from the prophets, and alhamdulillah, it's been wonderful. Normally I'm a life coach. I'm a Muslim youth life coach. I'm a mother of 2. I'm a positive kind of mindset, optimistic personality, and I love making impact, especially with the youth, being there for them, just the way I would have loved it if I had a coach or a mentor when I was young as well. So yeah.
Alhamdulillah. MashaAllah, sister, MashaAllah. So tell us more about this book. What inspired you to write this book?
SubhanAllah. So normally, what do you call it? I'm not a big reader growing up, and I literally didn't have any book as a child. I can't remember having any book, not alone an Islamic book to refer back to. And the main thing was, actually, when I was while working with children in an Islamic primary school and with a few Islamic institution in London as a supervisor and different things like that, I realized there is a void in our Muslim children. The fact that when they're not within the Islamic environment or around the Muslim children that they see in school or the ones they're used to in madrasa, they always have this blank, dull, surprise, out of the cave look when they mix with other children. And I was wondering, okay, what is this issue? I didn't grow up going to an Islamic school or having the privilege of having, mashallah, practicing people around me. But it's almost as though parents have put their children in such a bubble, which of course in this day and age is needed sometimes, but there is also a need for exposure. And the manners that they normally come across is so shocking. It's nothing compared to either wherever the parents have been teaching them or what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam teaches. Our whole religion is about manners, about character. And it always kind of hurt my heart. SubhanAllah, how can this be? Like, what is happening? Our Muslim children, our Muslim youth have the worst of manners. I was on a bus once, and there was a young girl, and the bus driver didn't stop on time, and she literally raised the middle finger at him. I wish the ground would just open so I could just go in and just hide. I was so ashamed.
SubhanAllah.
So ashamed, and I was thinking about this the whole way through.
Sorry, which country are you living in?
At the moment, I'm in Qatar, but I'm a Londoner. Okay.
Oh, right. So that happened in London.
Yes, in London.
Okay, that's a typical London kid, isn't it?
Alhamdulillah. Subhanallah. So it was really sad. But anyway, one of the main things that inspired me to write this A to Z, just like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was a video that someone shared, and it was of a Christian child reciting A is for something related to the Bible. I don't know, perhaps a Catholic kid, but literally A to Z, and everything was linked to their religion. And I was like, oh, subhanallah. And he said it with such confidence. I was like, subhanallah, like, this is amazing. We need something like this. So I started writing in terms of A to Z of different things about Islam. However, that is still coming, bi'idhnillah. But for now, I don't know what happened actually, why I think I wanted to collaborate with one of my friends. However, Allah hasn't, that is still coming, bi'idhnillah. So, but with the same idea, I thought, okay, what is it that gives me the most pain when I see young Muslim children? And of course, the first thing is the manners. So I thought, okay, let's link this to the best of role model, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, all the different characteristics that he has. And I went through it literally, and they started. The journey took, of course, a year, more than a year, for it to be actually published. Was because everything that what do you call it? For everything that is special, I guess the more time you spend on it, the better it gets, isn't it? So I'm glad we took the time to do that. And alhamdulillah, it has been received well.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. So, you know what I want to ask you now, actually. What did you write for the letter X?
Which one?
The letter X in your alphabet book. What did you put for letter X?
It's exemplary. Because of course we don't have X.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
EMPLAIRY. So, and then the X was capitalized and made into bold so that they know. But alhamdulillah, yes, X was very difficult.
Yeah, mashallah. So what would you say your biggest challenge was while writing this book?
I think finding the names, Muslim names, A all the way to Z. The same letter that you just said, X, was super challenging. I was like, wow, I don't know any name that starts with X. And that was the main thing that took a while for me to make sure I find common names that most people can relate to. Things like Aisha, Amina, Asia, Muhammad. Of course, Amina is very common as well. But I also had to kind of reduce the names because, of course, it's not just a book of names. It is mainly about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I had to make sure, okay, 2 boys' names, two girls' names, and of course for X, I only had 1 each, as you expect.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. So, and who would you say then was your biggest supporter while writing this book?
My biggest supporter is my husband. Alhamdulillah, he was very patient throughout the whole process. As I said, it took a whole year of planning the whole illustration, trying to self-publish it myself. In the middle of the night, I'll be on my phone with the illustrator, and I'll be like, oh, I just noticed this picture, okay, the aura is showing, can you cover it with something, wear a trouser or skirt or something for the girl, and different things like that. And so he's been a huge support with his just literally patience, as I said, tolerance, and just motivation. He's more excited even more than I am. When the first copy arrived, he fell asleep with it on his chest, and I was like, okay. And I was just looking at them smiling, and my son is like, oh, mommy's first book, and I'm just nervous. Okay, I still have more things to do. Okay, I have a few more months before my family can get me back fully. So alhamdulillah, I'm really grateful to Allah for blessing me with a husband that is understanding, patient, and supportive, and just literally amazing. Alhamdulillah.
Mashallah, that's mashallah, really amazing. Alhamdulillah. It's, you know, I've noticed, like with most of the sisters, you know, they, you know, talk about their husbands being so supportive, and I think that's
Yes,
really
yes,
beneficial and important. Alhamdulillah.
absolutely. SubhanAllah, alhamdulillah,
Alhamdulillah.
alhamdulillah.
So did you always want to become an author, sister? Is that something that you've wanted to do like since you was a child?
Nope, nope, never. It wasn't in my agenda. It wasn't part of my life goal. It just literally happened. It literally happened. I already started. Wait, actually, just before I started my coaching business, that's when the whole, okay, I need to publish this. And of course, I always see Sister Naima's Muslimah writers, yeah,
Yeah.
Muslimah writers group, the one on Facebook. I've been part of it for a few years, but it wasn't really. It was okay. Yeah, maybe I might write a book about marriage or about something just to give advice to people and to share my experience so people don't make the same mistake, or with family and when they start practicing, things like that. It was nothing related to children specifically. Alhamdulillah.
Mashallah. Mashallah. So it just took that one incident to be inspired then to write a children's book.
Yes, yes.
Mashallah.
Yes.
Amazing. SubhanAllah. So we can expect maybe other books from you in the future then, I take it.
Yes, we
Inshallah.
do have a few amazing things coming up. May Allah stay our lives and grant us the hikmah and the opportunity to inspire others.
Ameen, ameen. And sister, on that note, what would you give as like words of encouragement to other sisters who are thinking about writing a book, who have it in their minds that, you know, they feel that they have something that they wish to share to the world within, you know, by writing?
I think the main thing is for them to take the first step and to start writing. Really, when you've written what you're happy with, read it over and over again. Get friends and family or people that you trust to proofread it for you, to give you any suggestion. How can you make it better? And literally, we of course along the way you're making dua, you're doing your istikhara when you're sure that everything is ready. You're really passionate about it. It's not just you're writing for the sake of okay making profit. You actually want to make impact. Then, regardless of the amount of struggle that comes your way, you will do something to make sure that book is published. So even if the traditional publishers reject your book, or you keep sending them messages and they don't get back to you, you would realize, okay, actually I can self-publish this myself. But of course, you then need to be ready that okay, it will require a lot of your time, dedication. You will need to learn and unlearn and be patient, of course. And that passion, as they say, passion is cultivated. You don't just find it. So it will be a learning process and you will get there. And when you bi'idhnillah, finally publish your book and you have a copy of the book in hand, the feeling, of course, you'll be nervous, your belly will be rumbling, but you would know that subhanallah, Allah has aided you and supported you through the process, and anything can be achieved. We just have to set our mind and put a lot of efforts with lots of buckets of dua. Because of course, whenever anything is connected back to Allah and you know why you're doing it, is beyond it. It becomes whatever it is that you're aiming for, that vision will be bigger than you are, and Allah will make the process easy, and He will send people that will be idnillah support you through the process. Yeah.
Inshallah, inshallah, mashallah, that's beautiful advice. So for all the sisters who are listening that feel that they've got a book inside of them, take heed, inshallah. Just start, she said. Yeah, just start.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Barakallahu feekum, sister. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us today and giving us your words of wisdom and advice. And we're all looking forward to get hand of this book, inshallah. So where can your book be found?
It's on Amazon. It's literally you just need to type the name on Google,
okay,
and it will come up with different bookstores where you can buy it online. Ibrahim Toy House have it as well. They have it on discount.
MashaAllah.
I sell it on Etsy. It's on Book Depository, Waterstone, Barnes and Noble have it online as
MashaAllah,
well.
everywhere.
Literally, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And you
Depending
self-published
on,
as well. MashaAllah,
yes,
tabarakallah. That's
I
amazing.
self-published. So literally anyone that need assistance with how I did the process, I wish I had a coach that would coach me through
Yeah.
self-publishing, and because it's not as big of a deal. And of course, I made mistakes and I learned through those mistakes. But I really do not see why someone else should go through the same thing that I went through. If they could get coached to do it
Yeah.
themselves, and it's super 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 easy. Wallah, it's
So
super,
is that
super
something you're coaching the sisters with now?
I am coaching a few sisters to publish their book, and they've started, and I cannot wait for them to publish their own book. Bi'idhnillah.
Inshallah, mashallah. Wow. So this publishing, self-publishing is like the business has it just come about because of this book, or was you already planning to do it?
No, as I said, it literally wasn't part of the plan. When we started the illustration a year ago, what do you call it? The first thing when people think of, okay, I want to be an author, I want to release a book, they think of, okay, a company that will do everything for me. I just need to write and submit it to them and wait for like I don't know how many months, weeks before they get back to you. However, I just literally went straight, started researching about self-publishing, and then I realized there's so many non-Muslim already do this. You understand? They already do it. And they just publish like that. They write like that, they publish like that. There's so many support on Facebook, on what do you call it, different platform. So what I'm also doing is called print on demand. So for sisters who perhaps don't have enough kind of financial I don't know, stability or freedom at the moment to just I don't know, print 1,000 copy, 200,000 copies from China or wherever they want to print it for. You can just do that, and your book will be printed on demand. So as people buy it, that is when they will print it. And of course, you get less profit in that sense, but is if the aim of your book is bigger than
is the message,
the profits, yes, is the message of the book. So that isn't really an issue. And as time goes by, for example, at the moment we're about to release the book in Nigeria, so there will be a distributor. So because I self-published the book, I have the soft cover.
Yeah.
And I can then just give it to any like a printing company in any country that I want, and tell them, okay, I want you to print my book. I want you to be the distributor. I want you to sell it at this price because, okay, it's in Africa. Of course, I want it to be super cheap. Is either I pay for China to ship it all the way to Africa, or I get it printed in Africa and support local businesses.
That's right.
And get them and
that's
get
right. Get it printed in Africa. Yeah, mashallah.
Of course. So I'm all for that. Alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah khair, sister. Thank you so much. And yeah, like I'm looking forward to more books that will be released from you, inshallah.
Bi'idhnillah. Definitely, you guys get your copy or get it for someone, anyone you know, as a gift. A to Z, just like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yeah, inshallah. That'll be another book for my collection, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Okay, Jazakallah khair, sister. Thank you. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Take care.